Staying young is sort of a topic on my channel, so today I'm going to share with you my biggest takeaways from Bryan Johnson's documentary, Don't Die, newly released last week on Netflix. For those of you who don't know Bryan Johnson, he actually has his own YouTube channel, so I recommend you check him out if you're interested. But really, he spends a tremendous amount of money, about $2 million a year, on trying to live longer. And it's not necessarily that he wants to live forever, but he is just looking to improve all of his biological metrics so that he can have a healthier and longer life. So he is just being tested all day long. Pretty intense routine from vitamins and activities that he's doing. I'm fascinated about movies in general, documentaries. So well, I have actually followed him for a little bit, so I am familiar with his work. And today I want to share some takeaways which I think are doable for all of us. Now, I know that his methods are a bit controversial, and it's okay. I found it quite interesting that he is testing out basically everything about his body, what works, what doesn't work. And yes, I'm interested in what he has to say. His best recommendations we can all do, and they are free. And starting with number one is to sleep 7 to 9 hours every single night. I think we've heard this. I actually read about this not long ago on how important sleep is. And we hear about it, but you don't really understand how important it is. A lot of research done behind this. And so my takeaway is, and his apparently, is that the absolute best thing you can do for your body is to sleep enough hours, like 7 to 9 minimum, and not to compromise on that. And it's scary if you think about all the times that we do compromise, like in college and when we stay out. And so he actually has a great video that I saw a long time ago on his 5 best tips on how to have a good night's sleep. Loved it. I am such a big fan of sleeping at night, but not necessarily that I enjoy it, but I care about it a lot because what I've noticed is I'm aging. The quality of my sleep is not the greatest. I'm a very light sleeper, so I've sort of done quite a bit of research behind on just like what are some of the things that I can do to improve that, right? To improve falling asleep, improve not waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to fall back asleep, and just like feeling really rested. And so I'm going to share a couple of those tips with you. So for me, the bedroom is one of those places where I don't really allow anything else to happen there. So I don't allow my kids to go and jump up and down on the bed and change clothes and read library books and bring toys or whatever they want to do. To me, that is my serene place. I protect it. I protect their bedroom as well. I don't allow any toys in there. Really, the only thing that we do in the bedroom is sleep and read. That's it. Well, they read. I don't even read there because I literally only go there to sleep. It is that important. Also, pajama is very important. When you have your outfit ready for bed, that signals to your brain, everything you do, sort of this routine, signals to your brain, okay, it's time to go to sleep. We're getting ready for that. And so these little signals help so much improve with how long it takes to fall asleep. So keep the room temperature low. That's really important. Make sure it's aired out and it's fresh air and it's low temperature, which is around 68 degrees. Second thing I do is, like I said, pajama. I only put it on right before I'm about to get in bed. Third thing that you have to understand is that your body decreases in temperature. You have to bring it to a low temperature in order to fall asleep. So even though it's winter, it's really cold outside and inside the room, it's good for your body to fall asleep. But basically, we all wake up at some point between 2 and 3 o'clock, but we fall back asleep and we don't remember that. Now, what I do is I use the restroom, so when I come back, I'm overheated. And so it's very important, if you feel like you can't fall back asleep, know that just laying there with your eyes closed still counts as you're getting about 20% of equivalent of rest, which is really, really good. So don't get up, don't look at the phone, don't turn on lights. So I know some advices out there is to walk out the room and then come back. No, just stay, lay down, eyes closed, and you'll eventually fall asleep. Just know that you're getting 20%. And so he has a great video on this. I recommend you check it out as well. He also recommends having your partner sleep in a different bedroom because we have different sleep habits and we're just like getting in each other's way. I'll leave that up to you. I know it's very controversial. Tip number 2 is diet. His recommendation is, and the best results he has seen were from improving his diet, removing processed foods. And he is vegan by choice. And what he is saying is that instead of having his brain telling him what to eat, he's asking his organs on what to eat. And he was thinking, well, what if I would ask my organs, what do they need? Let me feed my body the nutrients that I know that they would need versus what my taste buds are telling me. And I think that's a very interesting approach. To me, this sort of sounds like intuitive eating a little bit, especially as women, as we go through our cycle throughout the month. I can actually feel the difference. I can feel the need to eat food rich in iron right before my period. That's actually a signal that I pay attention to and know that my period is about to come. I also lose my appetite actually throughout my period. After I feel the need to increase carbs. And so there are all these changes, and I can actually feel when I need more iron, when I need more salad, when I need more greens. And I think a lot of preparation can help with having a cleaner diet, what he's talking about. So for example, I just don't eat fast food anymore. And the reason for it, it's not because I don't want to, but because I've had such a clean diet for a while, what happens is you start tasting all those chemicals. So if I go right now and eat at McDonald's, like a cheeseburger, I take one bite, it does not taste good to me anymore. I can feel that the cheese is not real. I can feel all the chemicals. And so once you have really good quality ingredients that your body gets used to, then you become sensitized to it, and you become, you pick up on all of the processed additives. You want to enjoy what you eat, right? Especially for me, my goodness, because I eat such low portions, low amounts, just overall. For me, the most important thing is to pay attention to eat quality food. If I'm going to eat chocolate, for example, I'm not going to eat whatever you find on, at the checkout line. I'm going to make sure that it's the best good chocolate that I can find on the market. Same thing, like he's talking about snacks and chips and all of that processed, prepackaged goods. You can also prepare and plan. For example, I always have nuts on hand at all times, nuts and fruits. And so if that's my snack, that's my go-to. I have a huge variety available to me at work, and I don't even touch it. I don't even look at it. I've already preset my mind that that's bad for me. And if I ever do go for snacks, it's going to be nuts or seeds or fruit. That's it. Nothing else exists for me. I agree with him on this one, right? But it's just so interesting that we think that we need to do all of these amazing things to, feel in the best shape of our lives. But I think a lot of it is also what you don't do. Don't eat all the chemically enhanced foods, and that will have such a big impact on the overall outcome of your health. Number 3 is exercise. He is doing muscle strength training and cardio 1 hour a day. And well, on this one, completely agree. You have to build muscles. So important, because as we age, we lose muscle. I think from the 30s upward, we start losing muscle mass. And so it becomes harder and harder to increase that. And so the best thing you can do is hold on to it, which to me means eating foods high in protein, fiber, and actually exercise. So I'm a lazy person. I do not like cardio. I do not like to sweat. I do not like to get tired. And and I know this about myself. So I'm not a runner. And if I walk, I do it very casually. And, if I'm supposed to speed up and do a speed walk and I get tired, I'm just going to give up. I'm not going to do it. So for me, what works is still to do activities that feel enjoyable, such as swimming. I'm a big swimmer. I swim every single day. And in addition to that, I do stretches. And they're so much fun. I promise you, you can do, there are a lot of YouTubers out there that do stretches. You don't even need to sweat. You don't need to do the high intensity impact ones. Just yoga, just something light. Just look for relaxing, stress reduction, stretches, and those work. My goodness, did they work. I mean, I would love to show you my guns right now, but I was just looking in the mirror, and I don't do any cardio. I don't lift weights. All I do is stretches, very light stretches, and swim. And I am the most, as muscular as I've ever been in my entire life. So I know you can get the results even if you don't want to do high intensity cardio. Now let's talk about diet. He is also intermittent fasting, and he eats first meal 4:30 a.m., last meal at 11 a.m. And it's just, he is as lean as can be. And I love it because I am also such a big fan of, this lifestyle. And speaking of, if you want to try and you don't know how to do it, I have a free guide for you. Go to womenofhighvalue.com/startif. I put together a step-by-step guide how to kickstart this intermittent fasting process because, well, I didn't have one when I was in need. I know there's a lot of information out there and you sort of have to collect it and you don't really know what you're doing. So this guide I put together to help you transition. I translated how I did it into this guide, so I hope it's helpful for you. And this is going to make it painless, and it's going to take a while. It does not happen overnight. If done correctly and not rushed, you can actually maintain it as a consistent lifestyle. My next takeaway, which was so interesting from the documentary, is that in order to feel young, look young, and I've heard this from Barbara Corcoran as well. She feels young and she's around a lot of young people, and so is he actually. So Bryan Johnson has his assistant. She looks like she's in her 20s. He is obviously hanging out almost the entire time with his teenage son. And then he started doing these hiking activities and events where anybody can go. And again, more exercise, younger people go there. So he is surrounding himself with young people. And why is this important? Because when you are around younger people, you start doing activities that they do. And so regardless of your age range, hang out with people that are on at least, 10 years younger, because the amount of intensity and activities that you do will fluctuate and it will change and it will probably increase. So if someone your age is coming up with excuses or is too tired to go for walks or whatever the reason, look for a younger age range group. Perhaps join one. Next, let's talk about skin anti-aging. His number one tip, which was super helpful, is to use SPF. That is the number one thing that we can do that actually helps our skin. And very interesting, I saw actually one of his videos before. He talks about all the different treatments that are out there and products that he tried, and they don't work. So you cannot reverse the damage done to your skin. So no matter what products you're using or out there telling us that they do, it's not true. And of course, I'm going to take his word on this one, but it made me feel so much better because Now I know I don't have to spend $500 on a cream that will supposedly have spectacular results and make me look 15 years younger. That just does not exist. And from all the treatments that he has done, including oral, taking vitamins and you know, all sorts of potions, to injections, to I don't even know what else he's done inside, under his skin, on top of his skin. The best, what he suggested was that nothing that we put on our skin works, as well as compared to treatments from the inside of the body. So now, because those are not available to us, we're obviously not going to do it. But again, my takeaway on that was that the creams and the skincare that we do just doesn't work as well as we think it does, and really just helps us set realistic expectations. My takeaway, again, which is very important to him as well, protect your skin as much as you can with SPF. And that's about it. That's about as much as we can do right now. So again, it's reassuring that basically all products are the same, and they're not really gonna help you that much. Other than protect your skin. They're not going to help in the sense that they're not going to decrease your wrinkles. They're not going to undo that. They're not going to remove the wrinkles, lift your face, or whatever it is that, you know, those products are promising us. Just protect from sun damage. I really hope you enjoyed my takeaways from Bryan Johnson's Don't Die documentary. Comment below. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this topic. If you've seen a video, if you haven't, documentary. And also, what are some of the tips that you have and you have seen results with? If you've tried any of these steps that he's mentioned and I highlighted, have they worked for you, and what kind of results have you seen? I know we don't prioritize sleep enough, so that's definitely has been on my to-do list for years now, because I feel like as we age, we cannot miss out on sleep as much. Then of course we have diet and exercise, and I'm a big fan of both because it's truly a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of successful women and men in general. So it's sort of, you know, it's like a ripple effect. Once you improve one area of your life, you're going to want to improve the other ones. So that to me is just an ongoing lifestyle. I want to hear from you. And yes, I'll see you in my next video. Take care.